Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in, and we are going to talk about a true oversight system. So, I mean, what do I mean by that? So, let's say, for example, a doctor does, some serious, something wrong, right? The doctor does, something wrong to you, right? So there should be an oversight system, and what should happen? Right, it should be that every complaint is taken seriously. The oversight body is actively investigates any credible claim. Right, and investigators work independently from the medical community to prevent conflicts of interest. So, I mean, that's the thing, right? That we should have a true civilian oversight required to, to respond to these claims. So, and the physician is required to respond, right? So the doctor must provide a formal written response to the allegations. If they refuse, there are consequences such as disciplinary actions or further investigation. All relevant evidence is gathered. Patient records, prescribing history, expert testimonies, and scientific evidence are reviewed. Witnesses, including the complainant and medical professionals, are interviewed. But that would take a long time. Yeah, but that's the whole point. You could actually get to the bottom of the matter instead of just working towards a dismissal. Um, yeah, it's going to take a long time, take a lot of money. Well, that will actually protect the public. That's what the public needs, right? Protection from these doctors. They're not doctors. They're just industry representatives. That's all they are. They're sales ladies, deceiving young, underage girls to do what, right? To take the birth control pills. The birth control pills does not prevent the pregnancy. The birth control pill will not suppress the ovulation, the conception, the fertilization will, will bring forth a baby boy or a baby girl, and at the later, very natural, healthy stage of implantation, the implantation is the start of life. No, it's not. No, it's not. Anybody that will tell you that the implantation is the starting of life is just, not educated in basic embryology. They just have this idea from the pharmaceutical industry or from any kind of political, say so. But in science, everybody knows the embryologists will tell us, and the basic. It's written in your heart. When does life start? It starts at implantation. When the sperm will meet the egg, there's a new baby boy with 100% new DNA, right? 50% from the mother and 50% from the father. A baby boy or a baby girl, with just the value of this baby boy or baby girl is inestimable. So anyway, so what do what should an independent review board look like, right? So the investigators are actively seeking the truth instead of looking for reasons to dismiss, which is what we've seen there in the previous video. They look for evidence to confirm or refute the allegations. There is a focus on patient safety, public trust, and holding doctors accountable. Okay, so decisions are transparent and justified. Findings are published in details, explaining the reasoning behind any decision. If wrongdoings are found, appropriate sanctions, warnings, fines, license suspension, or revocation are imposed. If the complaint is dismissed, there is a clear, evidence-based explanation, and the complainant has meaningful rights. They can access records related to the investigation. They can appeal to an external independent authority if they agree with the decision. So public protection is the priority. The system is built to protect patients first, not shield doctors from accountability. Even if a complaint is dismissed, the oversight body remains alert to patterns of misconduct, right? So let's say, for example, there's really not enough evidence. We actually tried. We've you know what this reminds me of? It's one of my we have teenagers or whatever, and they try everything they can do not to clean the house or whatever. They will pick every kind of it reminds me of a lazy teenager, right? The fake oversight system, which is what Nova Scotians are dealing with. They're extremely dangerous. How dangerous is this, right? This opens up a whole new issue. Why do these issues keep opening up? Why can't we just all right. So the goal is to dismiss complaints quickly, and that's what we talked about here. Complaints are filtered out at the earliest stage. The default assumption is that the doctor did nothing wrong, right? So that is the number one thing that the registrar is tasked to do. We're going to look at that one more time. All right, so what is his primary duty here? Resolution of complaint by the registrar is to number one is to dismiss the complaint, right? That's his number one task. I mean, that's the whole point of it. And if you go down here, the number one thing we talked about this in the previous video, the independent review committee. So what is the decision of the independent review committee? What is their number one goal? Is to confirm the dismissal, right? So and then after that, that is final. That is final. What a joke! What an absolute joke! This is not a real oversight committee at all. This is absolutely fake. It's just fake. It's all. Yeah, all right, so we're talking about the fake oversight committee, which is what's happening now. So the goal is to dismiss the complaints quickly. Complaints are filtered out at the earliest stage, like I said. So the default assumption is that the doctor did nothing wrong. So, oh no, anybody that complains is, just a fool. The doctors are, they cannot do anything wrong, right? So, a flawless human being, right? So no obligation for the doctor to respond. The physician is not even asked to provide an explanation in many cases, and there is no requirement to prove their actions were ethical or legal. Yeah, there's just none, right? So minimal investigation, if any. So there was no investigation at all. There's no investigation. The oversight body does not actively seek evidence to confirm or refute the allegations. If there are missing details, instead of investigating further, they just use that as an excuse to dismiss. Right? There's missing details, right? There's missing details. Oh, there's not enough details, so we're going to dismiss, right? The decisions prioritize protecting doctors. So the complaint is dismissed if there is any reason to do so, rather than being properly examined. So any kind of excuse they can for dismissal. Oh, yeah. So for example, and in my case, and I even detailed that in the complaint that anyways it's not important. Where that I could that's another snowball. It's going to continue snowballing down and down and down. So never mind that. But what's important here is the complaint is dismissed if there is any reason to do so, rather than being properly examined, and there is little to no concern about informed consent, patient safety, or ethical violations. They don't care about that. They just care about protecting the doctor. Appeals are not a formality. Sorry, appeals are a formality, not a real review. So the appeals process simply reviews the original dismissal rather than conducting a fresh independent investigation. So the default expectation is that and like I said here in the act, the default explanation is that the dismissal will be upheld. Let's look at that again here. So what's the whole point here? The whole point of the independent review committee is to confirm the dismissal, and that is final. Right? That is how they're doing it. It's incredible. I can't even believe this. This is like really dark and twisted territory, if you can imagine. So there's no meaningful transparency. The decision is not published publicly. The complainant is given a vague letter saying that there was not enough evidence, but no detailed explanation as to why you did not investigate, and the entire process is designed to make the complaint disappear quietly, which this certainly will not. This certainly will not. So the system functions as a shield for doctors. It exists to give the illusion of oversight while preventing real accountability. Public protection is a secondary concern, if it's even a concern at all. Yes, my goodness, this is a wacky oversight, fake oversight committee. Oh my goodness, it's not even true oversight. It's just a branch of the industry designed to make sure that there is no oversight. And then that's literally what they're doing. They are making sure there is no oversight. That's the whole point of the oversight committees, to make sure there's no oversight. It's truly, truly incredible. Um, I mean, I guess it's not that incredible. I mean, I guess you could imagine such a thing in such a society such as that one there. So a true oversight system works to protect patients and the public, ensuring that medical professionals are held accountable for their actions. The system you're facing functions as a bureaucratic barrier, making sure doctors can continue practicing without consequences, even when serious allegations are made. It's a deliberate failure of justice designed to discourage complainants, minimize investigations, and quietly dismiss cases. What you're fighting against is not an oversight system, but a protection racket for doctors. Wow, I couldn't have put it to you any simpler myself. But that is quite something. I mean, it's a true oversight system that works to not have any oversight. Sorry, this is a fake oversight system designed to that to make sure that there is no oversight. I cannot put it to you any plainer than that. And the Nova Scotians are at serious risk because of this fake oversight system. Thank you very much for tuning in. Wow, dark and twisted territory here. I'll see you guys in the next video.